It's senior day here in Lynchburg, Virginia, but before we get started with this senior day action, we will head down to the floor and take a listen to Sports Information Director Mark Robertson with the senior day presentation.
My name is Sarah Watts, and I'm a computer science major. I chose to play softball at the University of Lynchburg because I came to friendlies and camps, and the team and the coaches were so welcoming. And after that, I knew this was the place for me. The University of Lynchburg has helped me achieve goals because through my classes, I do group projects, and I think that will prepare me for my jobs when I need to work with people. The person that has the most influence in my life would be my parents, because throughout my softball career they have done nothing but support me, and when I have bad games they always pick me up, and they're always the people that I go to for anything because they just know that they're always there for me. I like playing softball at the University of Lynchburg because the girls and the team, they're all super fun to be around, and they always welcome you, and they're always there if you need anything. And if you ever have any questions, they're the people that can answer them for you.
Welcome back inside of Turner Gymnasium. Andrew Watson by myself here today on LHSN. While the starting lineups are being set out there on the court, we will take a look at the team comparison here today. Guilford comes into this contest ranked 14th in the country, looking to play spoiler on Jalen Hargrove's senior day in Lynchburg. Guilford comes into this game 18-4. They're 11-2 in the conference, sit just a couple games behind the leaders in the conference, Randolph-Macon. Lynchburg, on the other hand, in a fight for that final spot in the ODAC tournament, sits right now at 3-10. The big thing today for Guilford and for Lynchburg is to just realize how good Guilford is on the defensive end. The second best defensive scoring average team in the country at 55.3 points per game. It's going to be tough for Lynchburg to break down their tough man-to-man defense, but I'm sure head coach Hillary Scott has some good plans to break that down here today. But we will take a look at the starting lineups in this matchup. First, for the visiting Guilford Quakers, it's going to be senior Jordan Davis, followed by Caleb Farish, Luke Proctor, Julius Birch, and Tyler Dearman. Dearman just 3 points shy of hitting 1,000 in his career as a Quaker. And then for the Hornets, it's going to be Jordan Parham, Alex Fitch coming off a career high last time out, Miles Taylor, and then 15, Jalen Hargrove on his senior day, and the young standout freshman, Pearson Young. These two teams have already met once thus far this year. Was on the road for Lynchburg in Guilford. Guilford took the win in that game 75-59, but a lot of positive things to draw from in the first half for the Hornets. Jason Easton, the freshman, had his career high that day with 14 points. Trey Pittman, we talked about it last time. That month was when he was playing really, really well. Against Ferrum, he really started to pick it back up. And then on the other side for Guilford, Tyler Dearman, who we said earlier is only 3 points shy of 1,000. He had 20 to lead the Quakers in that matchup. But Jordan Davis, only 1 point behind him, he had 19. So Lynchburg's going to need to do a really good job of guarding the stars here for the Quakers. As we get ready to start this matchup. Tip goes to Guilford, and they'll start moving left to right on the screen. Here is Dearman. Now Davis. Davis driving on Young, met with good defense. They have to kick it out. Proctor, now Dearman guarded by Fitch. Davis met with a double team. Gets inside. Great defense there from the Hornets. They'll push in transition the other way. It's a 2-on-2. Fitch long skip pass to Taylor. Somehow ends up in the hands of Young. And here's Parham. Parham had a great night last time out, 9 points. Taylor resets. Fitch tries to set up inside, has that height advantage over Proctor. He'll set that screen. They find Hargrove, and now Taylor. 9 to shoot. Taylor's going to pull a 3, and he's going to knock it down and get things going here for the Hornets. A welcome sight if the Hornets can come out strong in this matchup. Here's Dearman. For 1,000, back iron no good. Rebound falls in the hands of Miles Taylor. They'll push the other way. Taylor in transition, finds Parham for 3, knocks it down. A dream start for the Hornets, who haven't shot the ball that well from behind the arc thus far this year. Just 30%. They start out 2 for 2. Guilford looking to get points on the board. Proctor's going to fire a 3 in response. No good. Rebound once again falls into the hands of Miles Taylor. Lynchburg playing a little bit faster pace. Fitch wanted to pull in transition. Slows it down, however, and finds Taylor. Inside now Young. Hargrove driving on Dearman. Finds Taylor. And an offensive foul is called on the senior, Jalen Hargrove. Julius Birch in the right place at the right time. And a good defensive possession for Guilford. Still yet to get on the board here. 18-14 left in this matchup. In the first half. Here's Proctor. Now Farish guarded by Taylor. They'll get it outside to Birch. Now Davis tried to get it inside, but it's stolen away from Miles Taylor. Lynchburg doing their job on the defensive end here in the first couple of minutes. Fitch gets his defender in the air, finds Taylor. He'll shoot another 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound falls into the hands of Proctor. Guilford yet to get on the board. Davis had the shot there. He wouldn't take it. Instead, they reset. It's Dearman at the top of the key, driving on Fitch. An acrobatic layup is no good. And once again, Lynchburg, great defense there on that possession. Here's Taylor. Now Fitch will shoot a long 3. That one no good. Pearson Young hit the ground, but on the dive there, Jordan Davis unable to keep it in. It's going to be Lynchburg basketball with a fresh 20 seconds. Miles Taylor to inbound. He'll get it to Hargrove, who almost turns that ball over there, but does well to keep possession of it. 15 to shoot here for the Hornets. It's Fitch, now inside Hargrove. Hargrove, a strong move with the left hand. And on his senior day, he starts things out 1 for 1. It's an 8-0 lead for Lynchburg. Lynchburg doing a really good job coming out of timeouts, out of break strong. Here's Dearman driving baseline, met with good defense. Now Davis. Davis kicks it out, now back Dearman. Getting inside here. Birch, a good move, rolls around, doesn't fall. And the rebound goes out of bounds. Possession to Lynchburg. A dream start here for the Hornets on senior day. Taylor lining things up, finds Young on the near side, guarded by Proctor. Here's Fitch with 14 to shoot. Now Taylor, far side in front of Guilford's bench. Picks up his dribble, finds Fitch with 6 to shoot. Now Parham. Parham moves to his right, an acrobatic 3 there. Maybe not the shot you'd want. Ball's gonna go out of bounds, however. Gonna get that ball back to Guilford. Lynchburg just thwarted there from that Guilford defense. Set play, nothing doing there. Here's Farish. Off a screen is Birch, now outside Proctor. Proctor finds Davis. Now Dearman. Dearman for 3. He knocks it down. And that is Tyler Dearman's 1,000th point in his career. Congratulations to the senior out of Greensboro, North Carolina. That lights up that Guilford bench. Here's Fitch trying to respond. Back iron no good, but a foul is called. I believe it is going to go against number 13. That's Caleb Farish on the rebound. Mark Robertson with the congratulatory PA announcement there to Tyler Dearman on reaching 1,000 points. Fitch inside is fouled. Was met with 3 different Guilford defenders. Fitch wanted to say that he was in the act of shooting there. The referees will disagree with that. That foul is going to be charged against Miles Washington, the first time we've seen him today. Senior from Charlotte, North Carolina. Not exactly what you want to do coming into a game, getting an immediate foul, especially when you came into the game to replace the guy who just got his first foul as well. Young, 10 to shoot. Now Hargrove at the top of the key. He finds Taylor. Met with good defense. Taylor picks up his dribble, long skip past to Parham. Parham, 2 to shoot. He stepped on the sideline. And a turnover there for the Hornets. After starting 8-0. Couple of unfortunate offensive possessions for him. Guilford trying to climb their way back into it. Here's Proctor. Inside, that's Washington. Washington backing down Taylor, gets his defender in the air. The foul's going to be called there on the floor. It's going to go against Miles Taylor. Here's Proctor with 17 to shoot, 14:36 left in this first half. Fitch lacked off his defender a little bit, and Miles Washington makes them pay. They cut that lead down to just 3 points. It's 8-5. Guilford comes into this matchup ranked 14th in the country. A program that has had a lot of success, especially in the last couple of years. That ball tipped out of bounds. It's going to stay here with Lynchburg. Last time these two teams met, it was a 16-point victory for the Quakers on their home floor. Guilford's won 3 games in a row. There's a steal there from Dearman. Out in transition is Davis. One-on-one with Taylor. Right-handed reverse layup, no good. Ball goes out of bounds off of Julius Birch. And that'll bring us to our first under 14 media timeout in this first half. Hot start for Lynchburg. It's 8-5. We'll be right back to see the remainder of this first half on LHSN.
You have a great look. Let me just tell you that. I know you don't know me yet, but I want to work with you. I'll get a picture real quick.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Just once more, and you came and you took control. You touched my very soul. You always show me that loving you is where it's at. You made me so.
Welcome back inside Turner Gymnasium. It's an early lead for Lynchburg, 8-5. Guilford came out, gave up a couple early three-pointers. Lynchburg started 2 for 2 from behind the arc. Haven't hit one since then, however. Lynchburg still holds on to that lead. They've shot 6 three-pointers, knocked down 2 of them. Kuda Savage into the game for the first time. We've seen his resurgence the last couple of weeks. Hargrove inside, met with 3 Quaker defenders. Here's Savage resetting with 15 to shoot. He'll find Parham. Parham gets to the free throw line, picks up his dribble, looks for something. He finds Taylor, 10 to shoot. Taylor backing down the smaller Dearman. The right-handed acrobatic layup catches the bottom of the rim, no good. Davis on the rebound. He'll slow it down and set up in the half court. Pass inside there. Layup is no good from Julius Birch. Great defense and great rebound from Elijah Davis. Back in the lineup for the Hornets. Did not play in Lynchburg's last game, which ended up in a victory for the Hornets against Ferrum. It was 88-78. Long 3 there from Davis. Does not draw iron, but we're going to see a little change here. Jalen Hargrove's going to check out. Trey Pittman's going to check in. Last time these two teams met, Pittman played very well, had 9 points. Here's Gabe Proctor, younger brother to Luke Proctor. Now outside Dearman, he'll fire another 3. That one back iron, no good. High rebound. It's gonna go off the knee of Julius Birch. It seems like he's been in there trying to get every single rebound for this Quaker team. Unfortunate there not to get the rebound for him, and reaching a little bit of a scoring drought in this matchup. Savage driving, kicks to Davis. Now Parham. He'll take a quick 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound into the hands of Davis for a second, but it was tipped away. Miles Washington on that rebound, and here's Guilford down 3, looking to cut this deficit. Good drive there. Layup no good from Washington. Rebound Pittman. Lynchburg the other way. Lynchburg needs a good offensive possession. Haven't scored in quite some time. It's been about 4 or 5 minutes. Here's Taylor. 11:57 left in this first half. Pittman tries that little step back jumper that we know he likes from the mid-range. Smartly passes it out to Parham. Now Pittman will take a 3. That one no good. Long rebound ends up in the hands of Miles Washington, and the scoring drought for either of these sides is going to continue. Inside. Now here's Edwards. The left-handed layup is up and good. Dawson Edwards, the freshman from Durham, North Carolina, ends that drought. It's 8-7 now. Savage falls down, finds a great pass there to Taylor. They'll reset with 17 to shoot. Savage spinning, driving on Edwards. That layup is up and good. Maybe that layup from Edwards took the lid off for both sides. 3-point lead now for the Hornets. Here's Edwards at the top of the key, takes a screen from Washington, waves him off. Now Dearman, guarded by Davis. Pittman playing some good defense. They kick it out. Here's Proctor. That one no good. Offensive rebound, however, for the Quakers. And Miles Washington converts on that putback layup, and he was fouled. He'll head to the line to try and finish that old-fashioned three-point play. Washington shoots 66% from the line. He averages 9.5 points a game, so one of those guys for the Quakers that they're going to need to step up in this matchup. A very emotional matchup for the Hornets, being Jalen Hargrove's senior day. He does convert and ties this game at 10. And then immediately he'll check out. Checking back in is Caleb Farish. Got the start for the Quakers today. So almost halfway through this first half, 10:30 left. It's 10-10. Savage takes the screen from Pittman. Now drives, that lefty layup no good. Tried to recreate what he just did in the last possession, was unable to, and Guilford's gonna have a chance to take their first lead of this matchup. Here's Proctor. Now Edwards driving. Good defense by Davis. The step back mid-range jumper rims around and out. However, offensive rebound for the Quakers is kicked out to Proctor. They'll reset. Edwards pump fakes on that three. He'll find Davis with 14 to shoot. The lefty layup there from Rob Littlejohn gives Guilford a 2-point lead. 10-12 is the score. 9:45 remaining in this first half. Lynchburg has looked a little stagnant on the offensive end. Here's Davis, a long three, back iron no good. Maybe not the shot they wanted early in the shot clock. However, rebound falls to Gabe Proctor. They'll go the other way. Here's Edwards. Now Davis. Davis guarded by Savage. He'll find Proctor coming off a screen. He'll drive and drop the ball off his knee out of bounds. Maybe saw those bigger defenders in there from the Hornets and got a little antsy about where he was going to go with that basketball. Was unable to hold on. Elijah Davis thought he was checking out there, decided it actually wasn't his turn yet. Savage driving, finds Pittman inside. Pittman unable to handle that pass. Almost looks like he wasn't ready for it. Another turnover there from the Hornets. It is their third of this matchup. I believe the shot clock didn't start there. Well, they get that sorted out, though. Inbound it with 25 seconds, 8:57 left in this first half. Here's Davis, now Edwards. Edwards back to Davis, takes that screen. Drives on Pearson Young. The left-handed layup is good. That hesitation really got Pearson Young to step out on him, and that led to that open layup. Largest lead of the afternoon here for Guilford. It's 14-10. Young met with a strong hedge there from Littlejohn. Instead, he'll find Pittman. Savage now. Now back to Pittman. Pittman, good drive. Left-handed strong layup. Does everything but goes in. The putback doesn't go in. The rebound ends up in the hands of Caleb Farish. 3 attempts on that possession, none of them falling for the Hornets. And a deep three from Proctor. That one rims around and out. Lynchburg going the other way with Savage. Savage has Davis in the far side corner. Instead, he'll find Fitch in transition. Nearly turns it over and does. It's stolen away. A lot of chaos there. It's Young. Now Pittman. Little mid-range jumper goes in, and the foul. Great recovery there from the Hornets when it looked like there might have been a foul call that the Quakers wanted there in that scramble for the basketball. And then great job by Savage to not travel when he caught that pass. It'll put Pittman on the line. He shoots just 49%. Doesn't show it there, knocks down that free throw. This lead cut back to just 1 point. A low scoring defensive affair here in the first half. Both teams shooting below or right around 30%. Guilford 31, Lynchburg 29%. Here's Dearman, long pass there to Proctor. Proctor driving on Davis, that layup up and no good, but there was a foul. That'll put the older brother to Gabe Proctor on that free throw line. Knocks down the first. Proctor, a sophomore out of Apex, North Carolina. Shoots 73% from the free throw line. Converts on both, and it's a three-point lead again for the Quakers. Lynchburg looking to respond here, Savage. 7:24 left. Fitch trying to tie the game with a three-pointer, and he converts. Believe they're going to call somewhat of a flop there on that shot, maybe saying that Alex Fitch kicked his leg out. We don't have the usual replay quality that we have on LHSN here today. Men's lacrosse is playing out on Schellenberger Field at this moment, so a lot put into both of these efforts. So what looked like it was going to be a tie game for the Hornets ends up with a technical free throw falling for Luke Proctor, and that three-point bucket that tied the game actually leads to Guilford having a 1-point lead here at 17-16. Good that that basket counts for Alex Fitch. His first 3 points of the game coming off his career high. A strong move there from Miles Washington brings that lead back up to 3 points. Both teams going back and forth, getting on the free throw line. Here's Savage. Savage, now Easton. He can shoot the three ball well, and he shows it there. Jason Easton had his career high last time these two teams met. 14 in that matchup. He gets a quick three in his first minute in this ball game, and it's a tie game once again. Here's Dearman. Just 3 points on the night. That little mid-range jumper is going to be called for a foul there. I believe that foul is going to go against Pearson Young. It looked relatively clean. Might have just caught that wrist of Tyler Dearman. Both teams getting to the line pretty heavily in the last couple minutes of this matchup. Able to convert on that first free throw is Dearman. Gets him his 4th point of the night, puts him at 1,001 in his career. Second one is up and good as well. And that'll bring us to our under 7 media timeout. So a 2-point lead for the Quakers. It's 21-19, 6:33 remaining in the first half. We'll be right back to see the remainder of this first half on LHSN. Welcome back inside of Turner Gymnasium. It's a 2-point lead for the Quakers, but both sides doing really well on the defensive end. Right now, Guilford shooting 35%, just 1 of 6 from behind the arc. Lynchburg, on the other hand, shooting 36% and 4 for 12 from behind the arc. A lot of the points for the Quakers tonight have come from that free throw line. They're 6 of 6. Right now for Guilford, number 12, Miles Washington leads the way with 7 points. And then a lot of Hornets in the scoring column. Here's Easton, now Pittman. Wants to shoot that mid-range jumper. Instead, he'll get to the free throw line and kick it out to Fitch. Fitch, now Savage. Savage slows it down, 11 to shoot. Here's Young. Young step back, now Savage. He can shoot that three, he's shown it recently. Here's Pittman from the corner. Knocks it down. And a foul called after that shot went in. I believe that one's going to go against number 33, Pearson Young. It's going to be his second. Young has struggled just a little bit the last couple of weeks. Definitely a bright spot in the future of this Lynchburg squad. It's a 1-point lead for Lynchburg. Playing really well to this 14th ranked Guilford team. Here's Proctor, guarded by Easton. Now back to Dearman. Dearman gets to the free throw line, spinning, turns it over. Here's Savage in transition for the Hornets. It's a 3-on-3. Fitch, a transition three. Front iron, no good. A shot in rhythm that you wouldn't be too angry about. We've seen Alex Fitch knock those down the last couple of matchups. Obviously, last time out against Ferrum really showed what he could do. Here's Washington on the drive. Great defense from Miles Taylor, but even better offense there from the senior from Charlotte. Washington up to 9 points on the night. Just half a point shy of his season average. Savage gets his defenders up in the air, kicks it out Taylor. Taylor now Savage near side wing. They try to get inside Taylor, they do. A great spinning move and a kick to Easton. He'll fire a three from the corner and he'll knock it down. Lynchburg doing almost all of their damage from behind the arc tonight. They have 6 of those baskets. It's a 2-point lead for Lynchburg, 25-23 with 4:44 left in this first half. Julius Birch inside there, met with pretty good defense, just once again a better offensive move to tie this matchup back up at 25. Those being his 2 first points of the night. Savage almost caught in the air there. Does well not to travel again. He'll find Alex Fitch with 12 to shoot. Here's Taylor making a move. And what looked like a pretty good defensive effort there from the undersized Jordan Davis, but ended up committing that foul on Taylor. Taylor shoots 76% from that free throw line. Good on the first. He's got 4 on the night. And we will see a quick change here for Lynchburg. Jalen Hargrove checking back in, Trey Pittman checking out. Also, we're going to see Gabe Proctor back in the game for the Quakers as that second free throw does not fall. So both Proctor brothers in the game right now for Guilford. We'll see if they can use that chemistry to really get themselves back into this lead. Here's Dearman, guarded by Fitch. He'll step back, isolated. Great defense by Fitch, finds the older Proctor, and a great hesitation move puts him back inside. Lynchburg defenders in the paint maybe thought he was going to pass that ball. Instead, saw the open lane and drove to give the Quakers that 1-point lead back. Taylor now Savage at the top of the key. He'll shoot a long three that draws just barely the front iron. Rebound to Tyler Dearman. A quick shot there in that shot clock. 3:20 left in this first half. Long skip pass there. Led to a turnover. It's Lynchburg out in transition, 2-on-3. A Euro step. Now Savage. Savage to Easton. Easton drives the right-handed floater, back iron, no good. A great move from Lynchburg out in transition there led to that open shot. Just Jason Easton not able to convert on that very difficult floating action. Here's Proctor kicking to his brother. Does well to stay in bounds. He'll find Dearman, who gets his defender up in the air, but only because he traveled on that play. We will see another change for both sides. Washington checks out for Guilford. Ferris checks back in. And then for the Hornets, Kuda Savage checks out. Jordan Parham checks in. Parham coming off 9 points last time out. Everyone on the floor right now for Lynchburg. Can shoot that three pretty well. We don't see Hargrove shoot it all that much. Here's Parham. Great move and a step back. A foul called there on the floor. It's going to go against Luke Proctor. His first foul of this matchup. Taylor trying to get it in. Can't find anyone to get it into. Instead, they throw it out of bounds. Hargrove did hit the floor there. Taylor wants a foul called, but doesn't look like Lynchburg is going to get it. And another turnover there from Lynchburg. Just their fourth on the afternoon, however. Was definitely not a bright spot in that matchup between these two squads earlier in the year. Lynchburg had 21 turnovers in that game. Guilford only 8. Definitely the difference, as Caleb Ferris called for that travel. So a couple of unwarranted turnovers there on either side. 2:20 left in this first half. Low-scoring affair thus far, but we have to assume that's how it was going to be, with Guilford being the second-best scoring defense in the country. Here's Taylor. Gets to the free throw line, stops, and finds Easton near side wing. Easton long skip past the Fitch, does well to catch it and find Parham. Parham pump fakes on a long 3, 8 to shoot, gets to the free throw line, pulls up from there, and knocks it down. Lynchburg retakes that lead with 1:52 remaining in this first half. It's 28-27. All things right now clicking for the Hornets. Here's Gabe Proctor. Now back to Tyler Dearman. Dearman takes that screen, gets to the baseline. Instead, he'll kick it back out. It's Birch who has to kick it back out to Luke Proctor. Great defense there from the senior. Here's Gabe Proctor, a three-pointer, no good. Proctor hit the floor. They wanted a flop, and they will get it. Jordan Parham was calling for it. No one did touch Gabe Proctor on that three-pointer. A great closeout from Parham. Gabe Proctor just hit the floor. And that'll be our second flopping violation, as that technical free throw goes in for Alex Fitch. Brings that lead up to 2 points. The freshman from Apex, North Carolina, there called for that violation. Lynchburg up by just 2 points here. 1:20 remaining in this first half. Here's Parham. Parham decides not to take the screen there from Hargrove. Instead, there's going to be another foul called on the floor against the other Proctor brother. That one against Luke. His second foul of this matchup. He's going to check out. And Jordan Davis is going to check back in for him. 22 to shoot here, 1:15 remaining in the first half. Taylor finds Parham at the top of the key. Parham, a quick three in rhythm. No good, but he was fouled. Guilford fans want a flop. Not very happy with that. The few Guilford fans that are in this building are yelling. They're yelling about how bothersome that call was, but either way, it leads to a free throw opportunity here for Jordan Parham. He knocks down the first. Second one, front iron, no good. We will see a timeout called. So we'll take a little bit of a break here. 1:11 remaining in this first half. It's a 3-point lead for Lynchburg. When we come back, Parham will finish on that free throw line on LHSN.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the University of Lynchburg, you can get a personalized education for the cost of a state school. If you're commuting and you get our top scholarships, you could pay much less. And you get all that without the hassle of giant lecture halls. Our faculty know your name here and do more than just teach. You might even do research together and plan out your next career moves.
After a brief break, we are back here on LHSN. It's a 3-point lead for Lynchburg. 1:11 remaining in this first half. Jordan Parham at the line, converted on one of the two he's taken thus far in this trip. The third one up and good. That lead back up to 4 points for the Hornets. Guilford looking to catch a little bit of momentum here late in this first half, 1:06 remaining. Here's Proctor. Proctor closely guarded by Parham. Out to Birch. Birch, now Washington. Inside Davis. Here's Birch once again, guarded by Hargrove. A great move and a great mid-range jumper there from Julius Birch. Brings that lead to just 2 points, and with 45 seconds left, Lynchburg looking to respond. Here's Parham. Takes a screen from Fitch. Met with a good hedge there from Guilford. Fitch wanted to shoot that one, no good on that thought there. Here's Savage. Driving, nearly travels, instead finds Parham with 7 to shoot. Free throw line, mid-range jumper, that one up, back iron, no good. Rebound tipped around, ends up in the hands of Julius Birch, and Guilford could hold for the final shot here with 12 seconds remaining. 2-point lead for the Hornets. 8 to shoot. Here's Davis on the drive. A step back mid-range jumper from the free throw line is no good off the front iron. Offensive rebound, however, is good. And that'll bring us to the end of this first half. Lynchburg doing a really good job on both ends of the ball to hang with this Guilford side, the 14th ranked team in the country, the second best defensive team in the country. We'll take a break. When we come back halfway through this halftime break, we'll check out the team comparisons and a little bit of stats and highlights for you on LHSN.
Everyone has a story. A triumph, a time they fell short, a gift, a light all their own. Every story has a beginning. For us, our stories began long before we got here, at the moment we discovered we had something to share with the world. But no matter where we've been, our journeys weave together at the University of Lynchburg. Since 1903, we've grown from a handful of students to a diverse, dynamic community of students, professors, staff, and alumni around the world. In a community that supports who we are and who we want to be, we're on a journey to find where our passions lead so we can lead others to find theirs. Together, we have more experience, we have more knowledge than we do alone. Eventually, our stories will lead us to a path all our own, and we will share our passions with the world. No matter the journey we choose, the University of Lynchburg is, and always will be, our home.
Here's to life and here's to Lynchburg, to the years we spent together. I don't know when or how we gathered, but I know I'm home. So here's to love and here's to the heartache, all the laughter, every mistake. I don't know how our lives will be changed, but here I
My name is Jen Hyde. I graduated in 2018 and I got my major in philosophy, political science, and I minored in human services. And career-wise, right now I work at a residential treatment center for juveniles with sexually reactive behaviors. I would say the biggest advantage is definitely that it is a small campus. You know, you get to have that one-on-one with your professors. They're willing to help you out. They're going to get to know you more than just a student that they're teaching. You know, they really invest into your lives. Definitely use every resource that you can kind of get at Lynchburg. There's tons of mentors within the professors, the faculty, the staff here, your peers that are here. You have so many options that you can take. There's so many classes, you know, even if it's not within your major, if there's a class you're interested in, take it. Kind of explore your options because Lynchburg does have such a wide variety of different things that you can do. You know, be involved, become a well-rounded individual because Lynchburg sets up the support to where you can do that here.
Thomas Gibson Hobbs graduated from Virginia Christian College in 1904 as a member of its first graduating class. After earning a law degree from the University of Virginia, he settled in Lynchburg and began a highly successful career as an attorney. In January of 1915, he was invited to attend a meeting of the College Board of Trustees, during which the possibility of closing the college due to financial concerns was to be considered. Mr. Hobbs spoke eloquently of the need to fight for the college's existence, and the board decided to continue operating the institution. He was asked to serve on the board at that meeting and served as the chairman of the Board of Trustees from 1918 until his tragic death in 1942. Mr. Hobbs was a guiding light as the college changed its name to Lynchburg College and moved toward becoming an accredited liberal arts institution. His relationships with the economic power structure of the city played a critical role as the young college struggled financially through the depths of the Great Depression. His belief in Josephus Hopwood's vision of the college never wavered, as reflected in his message to the student body in the late 1930s. Lynchburg College, with continued wise leadership, is just on the threshold of development into an institution which will, in still larger measure, build sound leadership in church and school and state. A leadership which will look for its reward in the consciousness of service rendered and a task well done. Upon his death in 1942, the Board of Trustees unanimously adopted a resolution of appreciation which named Mr. Hobbs as, quote, the college's greatest leader, unquote.
My name is Taylor Clark, and I graduated in the spring of 2019, and I was a math major, and I'm currently a processing and packaging supply chain leader at Frito-Lay here in Lynchburg. As a math major, I loved every single second being in the classroom. I would fight for those professors, my classmates. I learned and grew as a person being in that class and challenging myself more than I would have ever thought I could. A big part of my job is root cause analysis and being able to look at a problem and figure out why did this happen and how can we make sure that this doesn't happen again. So as a math major, you learn that you need to have fundamental truths before you make any other statement, make any other assumption. The reason why I chose Lynchburg, and it's the general consensus on campus, is the relationship you get to build with your professors. And that sense of community that you get where you and your peers all understand and know that the people who are trying to push me to be better also will support me through it all.
Welcome back inside of Turner Gymnasium. It's a tie game through 20 minutes, all square at 31 points. We will take a look at a couple of the stats in this matchup. Lynchburg right now shooting 38% from the field, 10 for 26. Guilford on the other side a little bit more efficient, shooting 44%, a lot of their points coming from inside of the paint. To be specific, that will be 20 of their 31 points coming from inside the paint. Lynchburg, however, getting a lot of their points from that perimeter shot. 6 of 16 from behind the arc, doing a really good job of knocking those down when they need to. We'll take a look at a couple of the leading scorers on both of these squads. Miles Washington coming off the bench for Guilford is 4 for 5 from the field. He's got 9 points and 6 rebounds on his way to a double-double thus far tonight, if he can keep that going in the second half. Luke Proctor and Tyler Dearman both at 5. Dearman did break that 1,000-point mile marker here in the first half of this game. And then for Lynchburg, Jordan Parham leads the way with 7. Trey Pittman with 6. Jason Easton, the freshman, with 6. Alex Fitch has 4. Miles Taylor also has 4. And the senior Jalen Hargrove has 2. We will take a look at a couple of other scores around the league. Obviously, this one tied at 31. Randolph-Macon playing host to Roanoke. They're only up 4 at half. It's 32-28. Hampton-Sydney on the road at a Ferrum squad that we saw just on Wednesday on LHSN. Ferrum leads right now by 5, another ranked team on the ropes in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. And then the game that matters to Lynchburg fans everywhere other than this one, Shenandoah on the road at Virginia Wesleyan. They trail by 4. It's 35-31 in that matchup. But when we come back on this broadcast, we'll see the second half here on LHSN. It's a tie game. We'll be back in about 6-7 minutes with the second half of action.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Lagunas. I am a business administration and psych major with a minor in history. So I'm the president of SAC this year. I was the community service officer last year, and so SAC is bringing in a collective of leaders from different teams, and we have our sponsor we have 2 sponsors. We have our athletic director, John Waters, and then we have Nat Deacon, who's the soccer coach, and they come in and they help us enhance our athletic experience that we want. So it's just bringing in different issues, but also being productive about what we want in the future. Well, I wanted to go explore out of Colorado, so I looked at different places on the eastern side, and I found Lynchburg. And I happened to have an interview because it was a student scholarship showcase with Dr. Rue, and we talked, and I really enjoyed him and the questions that he answered for me, and that kind of was another incentive to come other than just that. So I love business, I've always have, and so I've always wanted to know that I wanted to be in business, but then I grew a love in psychology my senior year of high school, so I wanted to do both, and I didn't know if I could, but then I found out I could. But with having 2 of them, it comes with, lots more classes and a lot more time consuming, but in the end, it's easy to manage just because it goes on different days than psych does, so both my psych and business don't ever collapse together. It's been great because I know that in life I'll have to juggle maybe more than one thing, so juggling 2 majors and a sport that I love is just going to help me be successful in my future life. But being on the team has just been great. I love the fact that it's such a family dynamic, and the fact that we can rely on each other when it's needed, and it's just not just to go there just to run. I can talk about certain aspects of my life that I might need to talk about with people on the team.
Carrie Brewer became the 7th president of Lynchburg College in 1964, only 15 years after his graduation in 1949. During those intervening years, he had earned a PhD in public policy from Harvard, served as an aide to 2 major congressional committees, and was the director of emergency preparedness in the Kennedy administration. Returning to his alma mater, he hit the ground running. Dr. Brewer initiated a change in the college charter to allow students of all races to enroll. He cut the standard faculty teaching load by 20%. He improved faculty and staff salaries. and increase the size of the faculty and the student body. He sought to raise the visibility of the college in Lynchburg, as well as the larger community, by offering graduate programs in education, business, and physics to meet identified needs in Central Virginia. An enthusiastic fan of LC sports, Dr. Brewer added administrative support to the college's athletic programs, resulting in the emergence of Lynchburg College as a national athletic power. During his presidency, Snyder Chapel, the courts, McWayne, Tate, and Montgomery residence halls, the Burton Student Center, Turner Gymnasium, Wakefield House, Foxfield, the Dillard Fine Arts Building, the Capron Library, and the residences on Faculty Drive were added to the college physical plan. Also, Memorial Gymnasium was transformed into Hall Campus Center. Carnegie Hall was converted into faculty offices, and the surviving World War II Quonset hut was remodeled into the psychology building. However, perhaps the greatest legacy left Lynchburg College by Curry Brewer is the attitude embedded in his oft-repeated statement that a great college is always in the process of becoming. In the decades since he retired, Lynchburg College has become a university and has continued to grow and change, moving ever closer towards becoming the institution envisioned by a 36-year-old neophyte college president over half a century ago.
Every great college has a great city. For Lynchburg, we are near urban areas with lots of restaurants, shopping, and events. Plus, we are one of the top schools in the area. Come see for yourself.
Welcome back inside Turner Gymnasium as we get set to start this second half of action in this ODAC Conference matchup. It's a tie game right now. Lynchburg 31, Guilford 31. A lot of teams around the league right now on the ropes, especially those ranked squads. Randolph making leads by just 4 at the half, and Ferrum on a little bit of a run on their home floor, up 11 against Hampton-Sydney, and Lynchburg looking to play upset as well as they're in this tie game with the 14th ranked team in the country, the Guilford Quakers. Lynchburg has done a really good job in the first half of just taking whatever shots they can get, even if those are from behind the arc, shooting 37% from behind the arc. That would be enough. Shooting at that clip to lead the conference, they shoot 30% usually, so Lynchburg doing a really good job in that category, especially because Guilford only gives up 55 points a game right now. Lynchburg on pace to eclipse that, but an opening turnover won't help that very much, as a great block off the backboard for Jalen Hargrove leads to an open three for Tyler Dearman. And a bit of momentum shifting in this first half. A roller coaster ride through the first 10 seconds, and it's an early 3-point lead for the Quakers here in the second half. Inside Hargrove, a foul called on the floor there against 13, Caleb Farish. It's gonna be his third foul. Not what you wanna see, getting some of your star players in foul trouble. Couple guys already at 2, couple in Farish at 3. Saw a 5-second violation there. 2 times in a row now, Lynchburg has struggled to get the ball inbounds. Obviously that turnover to open the second half. And that 5-second violation to give the ball back to the Quakers now, looking to extend their lead. Guilford's largest lead of the night, just 4. Here's Davis for 3, that one no good. Rebound goes off of the leg of Jordan Parham and out of bounds. And an early timeout called from head coach Hillary Scott. We'll stay here and take a look at these coaches for either side. First for Lynchburg head coach Hillary Scott, obviously in his 15th season, doing a really good job of coaching these guys this year, trying to develop them, really coming into their own the last couple of games. They've won 2 of their last 3 on this home floor. The one loss in that stretch, obviously that 3-point that 1 point loss to Shenandoah at the buzzer. And then on the other side for Guilford, Tom Palumbo in his 20th season. Coming into the season, he was 350 and 153 as his record at Guilford. So a very experienced coach. 32 years of coaching experience. He's been to the NCAA tournament 11 times. He's been to the Elite Eight 6 times and has been to the Final Four twice. Was also the National Coach of the Year in 2010. Interesting enough, he graduated from Virginia Wesleyan. Just goes back to our constant point that when you play in the ODAC, it gives you opportunities to also coach in the ODAC and do it at a high level. It seems like almost every single matchup we see on this floor is between a pair of ODAC players turned coaches. Obviously, Coach Hillary Scott played at Roanoke. Here's Dearman at the top of the key, closely guarded by Parham with 15 to shoot. Little jab step, now driving, step back. Instead, he'll get it inside. Good move there on Fitch. The layup up and good. Julian Birch up to 6 points on the night, and Guilford now sees their largest lead of the afternoon. They're up 5 points with 8:54 left in this first half. Long skip pass there from Young, and a mid-range jumper from Miles Taylor, no good. Rebound, however, tipped around, ends up in Taylor's hands, goes out of bounds. Should be off of Tyler Dearman after that bounce. That ball is going to stay here with Lynchburg. 20 to shoot for the Hornets. Gets it inbounds to Fitch. Fitch at the top of the key finds Young. Young, the shot there, no good, draws nothing. Tough look there for the Hornets. Not exactly what you want to see there. Opening this second half for Lynchburg. Guilford on a 5-0 run from the start of the second half. A couple of turnovers and a couple of unlucky shots for Lynchburg thus far. 8:37 remaining in this second half. Here's Proctor, guarded by Parham. He'll get it out to Birch. Birch, now Davis at the top of the key, guarded by Young. Now here's Dearman, an open three. Rims around and out, but the offensive rebound falls into the hands of Jordan Davis. He'll bring it out to the near side wing and reset with a fresh 20 seconds here for Guilford. Now here's Dearman in that corner that he already made one from today. Dearman driving, kicking to Davis. Now Proctor in the corner in front of his bench. No good, back iron. Rebound, however, it falls into the hands of Tyler Dearman, and another fresh 20 seconds for this Guilford offense. Here's Proctor driving on Young. The left-handed layup, no good, but a foul called there against Lynchburg. It's going to be in the act of shooting. It's going to go against Pearson Young. That's going to be his third. Pearson Young, the only Hornet in foul trouble. Proctor's first free throw up and good. That'll bring him up to 6 points on the night. Shoots 73% from that free throw line, one of the best clips in the conference. Second one up and good, and that lead now up to 7 points for Lynchburg. Coming out a little bit cold in this second half. Guilford maybe just playing into what Lynchburg did to start the game, going off on an 8-0 run. Guilford with their own 7-0 run to start a half. Bucket here would go a long way for Lynchburg. Still a long ways to play here in the second half. Here's Parham, now Easton. He'll fire a three from the top of the key and knock it down. Jason Easton must love playing against Guilford. He's got 9 points on the afternoon. Lynchburg back within 4. Here's Davis. Now Farish, now Dearman. He crosses over, gets to the free throw line, pulls up from there. And not many people are going to miss that shot that's wide open from that free throw line. Lead back up to 6 for the Quakers. Here's Parham. Trying to run Easton off a ball screen there. A little bit of a miscommunication between Parham and Easton there. That ball thrown out of bounds. And another unwanted turnover for Lynchburg here in this second half. Lynchburg did a really good job in the first half of limiting their turnovers, only 5. So that three there falls from Jordan Davis, and this lead is up to 9. Lynchburg better be careful. It might get out of hand here if they're going to keep shooting at this clip. Here's Hargrove. And a foul's going to be called there on Tyler Dearman. That'll just be Dearman's first foul on the afternoon. Lynchburg not firing on all cylinders in this second half like they were in the first. Looking to pick it up with a bucket here. Here's Taylor on the drive, a mid-range jumper after jump stop, no good. Rebound to Birch. Guilford will go the other way, up 9 points. Here's Davis. Driving on Parham. Mid-range jumper, rims around and out, does everything but go in. Jalen Hargrove on the rebound. Here's Fitch in transition. Now Easton. Easton a good pump fake, drives, gets to the free throw line, finds Fitch. Fitch a mid-range jumper. Knocks it down. As smooth as you'd like there from Alex Fitch. He's up to 6 points on the afternoon. Lynchburg brings that lead back within 7. Seeing right now, Coach Hillary Scott wants to highlight that mismatch that Jason Easton has against Luke Proctor, especially on the offensive end for the Hornets. So here's Davis driving, now pulls it back out. Here's a mismatch inside. They don't get it there. Instead, they get it. Layup up and no good there from Guilford. Out in transition is Lynchburg. Parham pump fakes on a 3, finds Taylor. Taylor guarded by Proctor. Now Fitch. Fitch gets to the free throw line. Lays it off to Hargrove. And an offensive foul is called. Great positioning there from the Quakers on the defensive end. Alex Fitch called for his first foul of this matchup. Seven-point lead for the Quakers. Looking to extend this lead out of a couple possessions. Proctor at the top of the key, guarded by Easton. Picks up his dribble and now met with immediate pressure from Easton. Trapped and a foul is called. Looks like he just got into that space just a little bit too much. However, good defensive pressure from Easton, just his first foul. Like I said earlier, you want to highlight that matchup. It looks like Easton does have the size and maybe that physical advantage over Proctor. Far side is Farish. Now near side, Davis. Davis finds Proctor at the top of the key. He crosses over and gets it inside. Hargrove up in the air playing defense, but he's going to be called for the foul there against Julius Birch. Birch, a good job there to get his defender up in the air and put that shot up. Birch shoots 64% from that free throw line. He's good on the first. Second one up, rims around and no good. Rebound to Miles Taylor, so an 8-point lead for the Quakers. Here's Parham, picks up his dribble, finds Taylor. Taylor standing about 40 feet from the basket here. Picks up his dribble, finds Parham. Parham crosses over off on the top of the key, finds Easton. Easton now trying to drive there on Proctor. Proctor couldn't stay in front of him. I believe he's going to be called for a foul there. Yes, that will be the third foul against Luke Proctor, and he's going to be checking out. And his brother Gabe Proctor is going to be checking in. We'll see how much they highlight that advantage now between Easton. Easton with the basketball on the far side wing. He finds Pittman. Pittman back in the game for the first time in this second half along with Kuda Savage. Savage to Fitch, now Taylor in the near side corner. Taylor against Dearman, 10 to shoot. Far side Pittman for 3 in front of his bench. That one no good. Rebound Tyler Dearman. Nearly stepped on the baseline. Does well not to turn that ball over. And this 8-point lead here for Guilford could be extended with a basket. 14:06 remaining in this second half. Here's Proctor. Now outside Davis. Now Farish. Farish driving on Fitch, met with good defense, but a great find. Julius Birch just slipping that pass into Farish, driving the baseline. And this Guilford lead up to the largest of the night. Here's Easton looking to respond. Front iron, no good. Tyler Dearman on the rebound. Not much going right for the Hornets here in the second half. Guilford on a 15-5 run. Here's Davis inside over the smaller Kuda Savage. Gets it inside, and a foul is called against Kuda Savage. Believe that foul is going to be on the floor, however, before the act of shooting. Savage took the majority of that bump there from Davis. The Guilford bench wasn't too happy with that call, not resulting in an and one opportunity, but either way, it's still Guilford basketball here with 20 to shoot. Dearman has an open three in front of his bench, and he'll convert on that one. He's up to 13 points on the night, and Guilford leads by 13 now, 49-36. Lynchburg needs a basket to climb their way back into it. Here's Savage, now Easton. Easton is going to drop the ball out of bounds. Not much going right for the Hornets here in this second half thus far. Proctor guarded by Easton. They'll get it to the near side to Dearman. Now inside is Birch. A good move against Trey Pittman. Gets his own rebound, puts it up again. Front iron, no good. This time the ball is going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Lynchburg. Possession's going to stay on this side with Guilford. Guilford to inbound, 19 to shoot. They try and run that same little set for Dearman to get him that open three again. It didn't work this time. He said they have Proctor. Here's Edwards now at the top of the key. Now finds Washington. Washington, a mid-range jumper. That one no good. Rebound, however, tipped around. Falls in the hands of Kuda Savage. Out in transition is Lynchburg. And a hard foul there from Miles Washington. That foul definitely a little firmer than I'm sure he had intended it to be. It just so happened that it happened right in front of this Lynchburg student section. Obviously, will not take kindly to anyone wronging a Lynchburg player. Here is Fitch looking to respond from it, however. Back iron no good on that three. Rebound falls into the hands of Proctor, and out in transition is Guilford. Here's Edwards now, top of the key, takes that screen from Washington, now Dearman. Pump fakes on a long three, instead he'll drive. Long kick is turned over, and out in transition is Lynchburg. It's Easton. Easton lays it off to Taylor. An open three in front of his bench. That one no good either. Pittman, however, there to respond on that putback layup. That lead cut down just to 11 points. Pittman up to 8 on the night. The defense chant raining out in Turner Gymnasium. Here's Edwards, far side wing, finds Dearman. Dearman has picked it up in the second half quite a bit. Looking for another three. That one rims around, no good. However, offensive rebound, and the putback from Miles Washington is good. Guilford doing a really good job of not only knocking down these shots in the second half, but getting the misses when they don't go in. Quite a few offensive rebounds in this second half. They're up to 13 of those on the game. Here's Easton driving baseline. That ball tipped out of bounds. Diving is Gabe Proctor. He saves it, and it's Edwards out in transition for Guilford. He'll slow it down. Good hustle there from the younger Proctor brother to keep that ball in bounds and save that possession for Guilford. It'll be him who receives it on the far side wing with 11 minutes left in this second half. Dearman kicks it out. Here's a three. That one no good from Washington. However, another offensive rebound from Rob Littlejohn. And another foul is called. That'll put Littlejohn on that free throw line. Littlejohn shoots 60% from that free throw line. We will see quite a few changes here after these free throw. It'll be Hargrove, Young, and Davis checking in for the Hornets, and then Davis checking in for Guilford. Fitch, Taylor, and Easton will check out for the home squad. A little bit of confusion here. I believe Pearson Young would have stepped in that lane there. Nothing resulting of it, however, and that second free throw from Littlejohn is up and good. So that lead up to 15 points for Guilford, the largest of the afternoon. Savage, now Young. A couple buckets would go a long way for Lynchburg here. Savage. Savage, now Pittman on the drive. The acrobatic layup, up and good. He's up to double figures. And that'll send us to a media timeout. 13-point lead for the Quakers, surging in the second half. 10:42 remaining. We'll see that final 10:42 when we come back on LHSN.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Welcome back to Lynchburg, Virginia, where the Guilford Quakers are surging up 13 points now after being tied at half. Guilford's defense doing a lot of the damage here. Lynchburg only scoring 9 points in just about 9.5 minutes here in this second half. Lynchburg's going to try and shut down this Guilford offense by setting up a zone. Here's Proctor, now Edwards. Edwards back to Gabe Proctor. The younger Proctor brother knocks down the three. His first 3 points on the night. And that Guilford lead back up to 16 points. Here's Young, now Pittman. Pittman to Savage in front of his own bench. He'll find Pittman on that little slip. The foul is going to be called there after some good defense. I believe that foul might go against number 2. That's Dawson Edwards. Ten minutes left here in this matchup. 16-point lead for the Quakers. It's an 18-second on the shot clock. Here's Savage slipping through. He'll find Pittman. Pittman back to Savage, 10 to shoot, inside to Hargrove. And a foul called there on the floor against Rob Littlejohn. That'll just be his first foul of this game. Here's Young. Now out to Pittman. Pittman unable to handle that pass. Instead, he'll step back, shoot just from about the free throw line. That one no good. Rebound to Edwards. Sorry, to Littlejohn. And now Guilford up 16 points, trying to extend. Here's Edwards. Now Washington has the height advantage over Hargrove. Washington loses the handle, however, and it's Savage out in transition the other way for Lynchburg. He'll lay it off to Hargrove. Hargrove, the spinning layup. And a foul called against Rob Littlejohn. He wanted to say that it was pretty clean, but the officials here this afternoon would disagree. Hargrove unable to convert on that first free throw there. He shoots 68% from that free throw line. This 16-point lead for the Quakers is that largest of the afternoon. Second one up and good. Brings that deficit down by just 1 point. It's a 15-point lead now for the visitors. Jalen Hargrove on his senior day, up to 3 points. offensive foul called on the screen. Miles Washington's going to be the recipient of that one. That's his third foul. So a good defensive, or I guess a lucky defensive break there for the Hornets. Looking to cut into this deficit. Here's Savage, has Pittman in front of his bench. Pittman now driving, finds Hargrove. Hargrove nearly loses the handle and does. It falls on the ground, ends up in the hands of the Guilford Quakers, and they go the other way with Dawson Edwards. Edwards on the drive, gets past Davis. Nearly travels, instead he'll kick it out. Here's Little John on the drive there. The left-handed layup is up. And the defense there from Hargrove wasn't enough. That lead up to 17 points now. Here's Jordan Parham. Met with a strong hedge there from Littlejohn. Pittman now Savage in front of his own bench. Savage behind the back, trying to find something here. 14 to shoot, 8:13 left in this second half. Here's Elijah Davis inside to Hargrove. They have Parham on the far side. And another offensive foul is called. Dawson Edwards in the right place at the right time for the Quakers, and Hargrove up to 3 fouls on the afternoon. He had an open Jordan Parham on the far side corner, but seeing that height advantage he had over Edwards, tried to go up. Edwards just great positioning to draw that offensive foul. Here's Proctor. Now Davis tries to get it inside to Washington. Washington, a great move. And this lead is up to 19 points here this afternoon. Savage calling for a play, takes a screen from Pittman. He'll drive, the left-handed layup, no good. But a foul is called there. That'll send Kuda Savage to the line. Savage shoots 74% from the free throw line. Unable to convert on that first one. That one is up and good, however. It's an 18-point lead for the Quakers. Here's Davis, now Edwards. Edwards takes a screen from Littlejohn, goes the other way. Now out to Littlejohn, he pump fakes on that three. Instead, good defense from Pittman. He converts on the and one. Lynchburg struggling in the second half on both ends. Guilford just doing a really good job on the offensive side. They've already reached the 31 points they put up in that first half here in the second half. They're now at 62. And that lead up to 21 points now after being tied at the start of this second half. Here's Savage trying to get down the court quickly. They find Parham. He'll take a three. That one rims around, no good. Rebound tipped around as well. Ends up in the hands of Littlejohn. Now here's Davis, who will slow it down for the Quakers. Great defense from Kuda Savage to tip that ball away out of the hands of Davis. And a blocking foul is called there against Miles Washington. That's going to be his fourth on the afternoon. Miles Washington hit the floor pretty hard. We're going to see quite a few changes here on either side, but after this media timeout. 21-point lead for the Quakers, 6:59 remaining in this second half. We'll be right back to see the final 6 minutes on LHSN.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Welcome back inside of Turner Gymnasium. It's a 21-point lead for the visiting Guilford Quakers. Kuda Savage at the free throw line shooting here for Lynchburg. While the second half has not gone the way of the Hornets thus far. Some positive news around the conference. Virginia Wesleyan leads Shenandoah at the moment by 17 points. Leaves Lynchburg still with the opportunity to make the conference tournament as that 10th seed. Will come down to the final two games. Lynchburg is going to go on the road next to play at a Hampton-Sydney team who also ranked as well. They're a very good side, so not exactly the teams you'd want to see if you're Lynchburg trying to find a win. However, one of their 3 victories in the ODAC this year was against Eastern Mennonite on this floor, and they'll finish the season against EMU on the road. A win there could go a long way as Dearman up to 15 points on the afternoon. He averages 16.4 a game. He's done a really good job in this second half to lead this squad. Here's Parham, now Savage. Savage inside, kicks it to Parham. Good pump fake from him. He'll pull up mid-range. That one rims around and goes in. Maybe something to build on for the Hornets here in the last couple of minutes. 6:15 remaining in this matchup. Here's Luke Proctor. Haven't seen him in quite some time. Dearman in front of his bench, catches, drives to the free throw line, pump fakes on a mid-range, gets Makovic up in the air, and he'll reset the offense with 13 to shoot. Davis will take a long 3. That one rims around, no good. However, an offensive rebound put back up and no good. That rebound falls into the hands of Elijah Davis, and they're out the other way. Here's Davis, now Parham. Parham to Savage. Savage, a good move behind the back, gets inside, jump stops, kicks it to Parham. He takes an open 3 in front of his bench. That one rims around, no good. Rebound, however, falls in the hand of Mason Makovic. The layup there is up and good. Cuts that lead down to 17. Makovic was met with 3 Guilford defenders there. Looked like he might have been fouled, but fought through that contact to put that layup up and in. His first 2 points on the night. Proctor takes the screen, slows down, kicks it to Davis with 10 to shoot. Here's Dearman. Dearman driving, gets to the free throw line, kicks it out to Davis. Davis for 3. Knocks that one down. And we'll see a timeout here. It's a 20-point lead for Guilford. 5:03 remaining. We'll be right back on LHSN.
My name is Brittany Coleman. I graduated in 2014, and I have a major in chemistry and a minor in secondary education. And I'm currently teaching chemistry and 7th grade science at a local combined school. Being able to have access to your professors pretty much anytime they're in their office is really helpful, especially in difficult science subjects. I love that I am able to teach a difficult subject to students who typically aren't going to perceive it as enjoyable. I'm able to present it in an interesting way because I was presented this information in an interesting way. It's nice for me to be able to mirror what it was that influenced me to be able to teach.
Welcome back to Lynchburg, Virginia, where Guilford is using a strong second half to pull away from the upset-minded Hornets. It's a 20-point lead for the Quakers. 5:03 remaining in this second half. $20 points, a lot to overcome, but a couple buckets would go a really long way for this Lynchburg team. You never know, you've seen crazier things happen, especially down the stretch of a conference game. Here's Savage with 14 to shoot, takes a screen from Hargrove. Savage nearly loses the handle of it. Instead, he'll reset the offense with 7 to shoot. Gets inside, good move, that one blocked. Long rebound out in the hands of Luke Proctor. They'll push in transition, but he'll get to the baseline, slow it down, met with Jason Easton. Long kick there to Davis at the top of the key. Now Dearman. 20 to shoot here for Guilford. They get it inside. A big height advantage here for Julius Birch. But great defense there from Kuda Savage and the Hornets. They'll leave that one unscathed. Mid-range jumper there from Jason Easton, no good. Offensive rebound to Mason Makovic, gets inside. That layup is up and good. A lot of what we saw from Mason Makovic in the first couple weeks of the season. Cuts that lead down to just 18 here with 3:50 remaining. Here's Proctor, guarded by Easton. He tries to drive baseline, a long kick there to Davis. Davis, an open three. Rims around and out, no good. Rebound in the hands of Mason Makovic, and a very late foul call there is gonna go against Makovic. Makovic using his strong stature there to get that rebound, but the referee said that it was actually a defensive foul on that rebound from Makovic. Coach Hillary Scott not happy with that call. At the line is Caleb Farish. First one up and good on that 1-and-1. Brings that lead back up to 19 points. Converts on both of those free throws, and now the lead back up by 20. It's 70 to 50 here. Just 3:40 remaining in this matchup. The final home game for Lynchburg this season. Makovic gets his defender up in the air, but great defensive hands there from Julius Birch. Leads to a turnover. Here's Davis, now Birch. Birch spinning on Makovic, right-handed layup, no good. Rebound falls in the hands of Miles Taylor, pushing the other way. Taylor, now Makovic at the top of the key. He'll cross over, nearly lose the handle. But a foul's going to be called there on the floor. It's going to go against number 15, Luke Proctor. That's his fourth foul on the afternoon. Makovic at the line, shooting two. That one out. Second one up and good. Brings that lead down to 19 points as Jalen Hargrove will check in. 3:13 remaining in this matchup. The final 3 minutes and 13 seconds on this floor for Jalen Hargrove. Maybe he can find some positives down the stretch here, not only for himself, but for the Hornets to draw from going forward. Two more important matchups after this one for Lynchburg, so can't hang your head for too long. That layup up and good from Davis in transition. Great shot there. Contorting his body to put that one up. Here's Savage. Savage loses the handle. Ball's on the floor. Ends up in the hands of Dearman. And Birch is going to come up with it. As he's going to be fouled from Jason Easton. And that'll bring in two of the guards here for the Hornets. I believe Landon Sutton and Jaden Walker are going to check in. First free throw is up and no good from Birch. Birch has 7 on the afternoon. That free throw no good either. Rebound to Landon Sutton going the other way for the Hornets. Here's Taylor. Now Sutton. Sutton at the top of the key finds Easton. Easton fires a three. That one front iron no good. Long rebound into the hands of Walker. Great cut from Jason Easton. Layup no good. Put back. The senior Jalen Hargrove gets himself up to 5 points, sorry. Cuts that lead to just 19 now. Guilford going to use all of this shot clock down the stretch. 2:10 remaining in this matchup. Here's Davis, and an offensive foul called on that screen. So we'll see a couple of changes here on either side. It's going to be Gabe Proctor checking in, along with a couple of other guys for Guilford. We'll take a second to check them out. James Daly, a freshman, along with Augie Brody checking in, and Rival Excel into the game for Guilford. And then for Lynchburg, a couple of changes as well. Trey Ilabare checks in for the first time, and Matt Johnson. Johnson, a 6'10 forward / center. Here's Sutton, now Ilabare. He'll find Johnson. Johnson's gonna take a three. That one banks in. Matt Johnson. His first 3 points of this game. A lot of different looks here for both sides. There's Proctor on the drive, and a foul's gonna be called against Landon Sutton. We'll see another change here, I believe, for both sides. Makovic sitting in front of that scorer's table. First free throw there from Proctor is up and good. Jalen Hargrove getting his curtain call here for the final time on this home floor for Lynchburg. Here's Sutton, now Ilabare. He'll find Johnson. Johnson now to Sutton. Sutton pump fakes in front of his bench, drives baseline, long kick to Ilabare at the top of the key, 17 to shoot. He'll kick it out. Jaden Walker's gonna fire a three from the corner. And Jaden Walker now joins that scorer's column, and Landon Sutton is gonna foul. I believe that is Cody Clayton from Guilford. That lead now just 15 points, but with 1 minute 11 seconds left, be tough to come back. Clayton unable to convert on that first free throw. Is able to convert on the second, however. Here's Sutton. Now to Walker. Walker drives baseline, picks up his dribble. In some trouble here. Has Johnson behind him. Instead, he'll find Makovic with 15 to shoot. Walker in front of his bench, nearly gets it poked away. Puts the ball on the floor and drives baseline. Met with great defense there from Augie Brody. Walker trying to do it all himself there on that play. He'll head to the free throw line, however. Walker knocks down that free throw to set a new career high for him at 4 points. Previous was against Washington and Lee. Maybe one of the guys that Lynchburg draw from in the future. Talented freshman class that can shoot the ball very well. Obviously, you see Easton and Walker knocking down a couple of threes combined today. Great defense from Landon Sutton there. 14-point lead here for Guilford, just trying to run out the clock. Here's a kick outside to Brody for the three. And Augie Brody joins the party, knocking down that three-point jumper. Makovic tips it out. And a blocking call is going to be called there. That'll put Makovic at the line. He'll make good on the first. as well as the second. This lead brought back down to just 15 points, but with 23 seconds remaining, you have to imagine they're just going to run out the clock here. So Guilford's going to come away with this one with a great second half effort to win this game 78-63. Guilford's going to improve to 19-4 on the season, 12-2 in the conference. That'll set them up, if they could win out, maybe find a loss here from Randolph-Macon to really give themselves an advantage as they move towards that ODAC tournament. However, Lynchburg, on the other hand, they're going to drop to 6-17 on the year, 3-11 in the conference. But Shenandoah also is going to fall on the road today to Virginia Wesleyan, which leaves them right now tied for that 10th and final spot into the ODAC tournament. We'll take a quick look at a couple of the stats from this matchup. Lynchburg shoots 33% from behind the arc, not staying as hot as they did in the first half, knocking down just 3 in the second. Guilford heated up just a little bit there, shooting 46% in the second half, but Lynchburg did a really good job of not turning the ball over too much in the first half, but 10 turnovers in the second half really led to the downfall in this game, and Guilford really dominated the offensive glass with 15 offensive rebounds. Great second half from the visiting Quakers. We'll take a look at a couple stats for individual players here. Tyler Dearman led the way with 15. Miles Washington had 13. Jordan Davis had 10. Rob Littlejohn had 9. Guilford did a great job from that free throw line. A lot of their points coming from there, shooting 77%. And then for Lynchburg, Trey Pittman led the way as the only Hornet in double figures with 10 points. Jordan Parham had 9. Jason Easton also had 9, all coming from behind the three-point line. And Mason Makovic had 7. That'll do it from Turner Gymnasium this afternoon. Guilford takes the win, 78-63. Thank you for watching LHSN.